I mean, Q-Mart probably started after the Battle of Gettysburg. It was just a bunch of soldiers, like
was
they
settled.
had some stuff. They're like, look, we had a big fight over there, and we're not going anywhere. So you want some stuff? Come over here. Technically, Jerry, I don't know if your grandfather was Amish as much as he was just, that's just how things work. Right? Because if you were born in 44 and he's your grandfather,
everyone was Amish. When your grandfather was Amish.
When was your grandfather born?
He was just
I don't even know about your grandfather.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
He was just a citizen.
Yeah, that's true. If no one had electricity, everyone was Amish then.
Yeah.
What we're calling Amish is every single... They were just German people who came to Pennsylvania.
Anyway, it was too big. And they wanted to send me home. And
1B means one big son of a bitch. That's right.
There you go.
Jerry, you know what pegging is?
No.
Who is she? I never heard of her.
All right.
All right, so on the Working Perspectives podcast today, we're going to be joined by Chad Kilhefner and his dad, Jerry Kilhefner. Honestly, this show is a lot of fun. I love when we get someone from a different demographic on the show, a little older demographic. He had a great view on things. He was a lot of fun. And, he really, it was great, the stories he shared and, just his view on things I thought was fantastic. JDub, what'd you think?
I love all those old movies. I need more good old movie references.
Oh,
there's a bunch of old movies that I know I should have seen that I haven't, and I've been trying to. I started Bullet the other day, but that doesn't hold up as well as I thought it would. Dirty Dozen.
Steve McQueen?
Yeah. I keep falling asleep. Dirty Dozen, fantastic.
An unbelievably great movie, The Dirty Dozen.
I don't know any of these movies.
Yeah, you gotta work on this,
Jamie.
I know.
It's the oldest movie you've seen, Jamie.
Happy Gilmore.
Cinderella? That's real old, though.
Yeah. You see Wizard of Oz?
Snow White. Yeah, I was in Wizard of Oz play. As a munchkin.
Have you seen Gone with the Wind?
Lollipop Kid?
No.
You never seen Gone with the Wind or Casablanca?
I haven't seen either of those movies either.
Really?
None of them.
No, I didn't have a dad. Did you have a dad, Jamie?
Yeah, I got a dad. Yeah, he watches all them. I know. I see him watch this, but I don't watch them. I saw an old version of Titanic once.
You would love it.
That came out in 1996. I was 11.
No, there's older versions. There's older versions of the same story. It was called something else.
The more old movies will probably make you a smarter, better, more well-rounded person. Yep. Nice. All right, Jamie, what did you think of the this episode? Pretty good? Pretty fun?
Yeah, it was cool to hear from someone that has so many life experiences.
True that. A lot of time, my Damie. Semi-town, the running kind. All right, very good. Awesome. All right. Well, this is the Working Perspectives podcast. I'm Matt Lavelle. She's Jamie Iglesias. He's JDub, Justin Richardson. And our guests today are Chad Kilhefner and his dad, Jerry Kilhefner. Enjoy the show. Thanks.
It's our objective to be effective by voicing societies. Working Perspectives. So check out online and how we get live and do us our solid. Share and subscribe. We're just sharing. Working Perspectives.
All right. On the show today, we're going to be talking and having some fun. I want to get right into it. So, Mr. Kilhefner, Jerry, I wanted to talk with you. If you could you please tell us the year you were born and where you were born?
Yeah, I was born in 1944 in Quakertown. Never moved more than a mile away from either direction.
Hey, if you find to stick with what works, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Stay close to home.
That's it. Very nice. Good. Okay. And then, so 1944 Quakertown, I believe it's probably a little different than 2024 Quakertown. Am I right?
A lot different.
Yeah. Can only imagine, the things you've seen. I mean, the growth in itself was a lot more like rural farm area back then.
Oh, yes. And a lot of it still is.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, the train station, I remember seeing steam engines.
Steam engines.
Yeah.
Holy.
Huh.
No, really.
Did you see any hobos come out of there with the
No,
knapsack?
no.
No.
I
But steam engines at the train station.
Yeah. With
I
the
re-
glue, smoke,
Mm-hmm.
puff, puff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
do you remember the day the Taco Bell was built? Because I do. I remember
I do too.
the
I
fanfare
remember that too, JDub.
that was around
Yep.
Quakertown's excitement of a Taco Bell being built on 309.
Wow. Big day.
It
Big
was.
Have you
My
been to-
cousins live in Quakertown, and they were like, "We got a Taco Bell." And I was like, "Yeah, you guys got a lot going on up there, and I'm really proud of you." And I just want you
Yeah,
to just keep-
look at me now, right?
Do you remember? Do you used to go to Montana West a lot?
Oh my God,
I remember
Montana
Montana West.
Oh,
Do you remember
Yeah.
Montana West? Yeah. Now he was before. What was it? Schmitty's, the drive-in where you
Yeah.
would go get cheesesteaks and a milkshake before you went
Weber's.
out. Oh,
Weber's.
Yeah. Yeah. Weber's at
Yeah.
Schmitty's, huh?
Yeah, okay.
Was the
Where was that?
Q-Mart around?
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
except my buddy Butch. He used to get 2 Webers and 2
Oh man,
No.
extra
French fries.
extra fuel for the fullback, huh?
There you
Yeah.
go.
But yeah,
Uh,
Q-Mart was around when you were
Yeah,
growing up, wasn't it? Yeah.
Damn, I would love a
Always
history of Q-Mart.
Yeah, I would love. How long
Q-Mart-
have they had an alligator in there?
I mean, Q-Mart
yeah.
probably started after the Battle of Gettysburg. It was just a bunch of soldiers, like
was
they had some
settled.
stuff. They're like, look, we had a big fight over there, and we're not going anywhere. So you want some stuff? Come over here, and that's how.
Come
it
over
started.
here.
And that's the
The
Q-Mart.
Q-Mart's the mall of Quakertown. You know,
Yeah.
it's like where everybody goes. And if you want something really special, you go to the back, the flea market, where you can rent a table for $10 for the day, and you can sell anything you want back there in the flea market. And you can find some real prizes back there. So that's a whole different adventure.
Oh, that's
For
like
sure.
a clearance rack on steroids.
Oh,
When
big
you're-
time.
When you're 13 and you need a knife, you go to the Q-Mart.
Yeah,
Oh, you go to
yeah.
the- We used to get knives. He used
Yeah.
to take me to the ninja shop there, right?
Butterfly knife.
Butterfly knives, throwing blades. There was a whole summer where all I wanted to do was learn how to throw a knife from watching the ninja movies, you know, in
Sure.
the 80s.
Oh yeah.
So
of
we
course.
picked a tree and he went there and bought me some throwing blades, and I would stand out there for hours working on the right rotation, on the right release until I could get it sticking consistently in that tree. And I could know exactly where I needed to stand to get it on one rotation. Then I would step back and I knew where to get it from 2 rotations. That was a whole event. That was
Wow.
a whole big thing.
Yeah.
I drew the line at a grappling hook.
Yeah, I wanted a grappling hook. You know,
Ooh,
the
that would
metal
be
hook with the
awesome.
rope on it. I
Oh,
wanted one of
yes.
those so
Remember,
bad.
so
you know?
they had grappling hook. Remember the back of magazines had weird stuff they would sell.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You could
One
order
of them
the
had a
stuff, yeah.
grappling hook, and I was
Uh-huh.
trying to figure out a way to like get the package postage thing. Because remember, you had to you either had to put cash or a check in an envelope. And at that time, I
Uh-huh.
was like, I don't have a check. You know, I was like, how am I going to get this
Uh-huh.
grappling hook? I feel like I
Yeah,
climb
how you
inside
gonna
of
get it?
buildings.
Oh, well,
man.
I wanted to do this, Justin. I had the same vision in my head, you know, climbing up buildings, scaling the wall like a ninja or like Batman from the old 66 show with Burt
Mhm.
Ward and Adam West, you know.
Mhm.
So I loved that. But he was saying, he talked sense to me. He said, listen, you get a grappling hook. He said, that's going to last you one throw. You're going to toss that up somewhere. You're going to get it stuck in some tree, and that'll be the end of the grappling hook. I'll need to go up there and get it, and it'll be done. You know. So I thought, even as a kid, I said, you know what? He's probably right. So I
Yeah.
backed off of the grappling hook. That's when we now enter the throwing blades. So
Right.
it worked out in the end.
Sure. You still made out
And-
on the deal.
Yeah.
And the BB gun
BB guns too.
that put little dents in our neighbor's garage door, aluminum garage door.
Well, that was an accident.
Yeah,
The
What
wind
kind,
blew.
The
what
wind
kind
blew.
of BB gun we talking?
Just a regular
Yeah.
BB gun,
Pump?
a
Yeah.
Daisy.
Yeah,
Little Red Ryder?
exactly. Yep,
Yeah.
exactly.
So he's aiming at a tree 90 degrees away from the garage door.
Mhm.
And he says, just when he pulled it, I was aiming directly at that tree. And when I pulled the trigger, the wind blew.
Yeah, you know, when it took the BB over to the garage door. So that's
Ooh.
yeah,
Like it-
yeah.
Yeah, you weren't aiming at the
yeah.
neighbor's
So-
cat or anything.
No,
like
we
that.
had to be careful. Yeah, yeah.
Nice.
So BB
So-
guns and throwing blades.
So okay, so
And
the Q-Mart's
arrows.
been around since the dawn of time,
Mm-hmm.
obviously. But what kind of sports were you doing growing up, Jerry?
Me?
Yes,
Mhm.
Yeah. Football and wrestling.
love it.
And then I joined the Allentown Y when I was as soon as I was out of high school.
Okay, but
And I met some really nice people there that I'm still friends with.
very good, very cool,
Okay.
nice.
Like, yeah, George Eskimo Joseph. Did you ever hear of him? He was a bodybuilder, he was in Mr. America.
He had a gym. He had a gym on 7th Street.
Yeah, 7th Street.
Yeah.
There's a
And
Mr. America?
he didn't win it, but he was in it.
I didn't
There
know
is
there
Mr.
was.
America. There used
yeah.
to. There,
Oh,
there used
yeah.
to be at least.
Yeah, that's before steroids.
Hmm.
And Bob
Bodybuilding.
Bartholomew, he was in the Olympics in '68 as a 198-pound weightlifter.
Was he a power lifter?
Yeah, 3 lifts.
Yeah. Yep.
Wow.
And he came in 8th in the world.
Wow.
Yeah.
Jeez, oh Pete, all from Quakertown?
No, they were from Allentown.
Allentown. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So then
Tossing around 125-pound dumbbells.
Yeah.
insane. But
I could
okay.
use, I could use them, by the way.
Damn, I
Yeah,
believe it.
now.
Well, back in the day.
Sure,
Yep.
right. I'm sure now you could probably throw a couple around, right?
No, 40s, yeah.
Nice.
10s.
He goes in there with his dumbbells now and works on his bicep. I got to go in there. He said, "Chad, feel my muscle." You know, it's
Yeah.
like, that's good for an almost 80-year-old.
I had all the girls in the hospital feeling it.
Oh boy.
Hey, girls
we
for
go.
the girls, baby.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's right. They loved it.
Nice.
They
So
couldn't believe it.
did you ever serve in the military armed forces?
Yes, I did.
All right. Where did you serve?
I served in El Paso, Texas at Fort Bliss.
Okay.
Okay. I was not 1A physically. I was 1B. So they gave me a clerk, but I wanted to serve.
Why were you
They,
1B?
they wanted to send me home right from the physical when you go in
Why did they want to send you home from the physical?
because I wasn't 1A physically.
Oh. Well, what was that?
You know.
Oh.
We
Uh,
know. We
yeah.
know.
Yeah. Anyway, it was too big, and they wanted to send me home, and I look at him. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's laughing. but
One
it's
B
true.
means one big son of a bitch. That's right.
There you go.
Yeah. Anyway, they gave me clerk's job. I was a mailman,
Oh,
but
nice.
at least I served
Was it Army, Navy?
Army.
Army. All right. Cool. Very
The
nice.
draft. The draft.
Yeah, you got drafted.
Oh, for Vietnam?
Well, Vietnam was going on,
Vietnam
but I
era,
didn't go
yeah.
there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, I mean, I would, but hey, you got stuck with the right detail if you ask me. You know what I mean?
Yes,
right.
I know that.
That's right.
Nice. All right. So cool. I want to get into a segment we have now. We're going to get right into Jamie's question segment. Jerry, Jamie here, she's going to ask you some lovely questions. And, feel free to answer. Feel free to tell her to buzz off, whatever you want to do, pal. Go ahead, Jamie.
All
Take
right.
it away.
Okay.
So are you married?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
How long have you been married?
46 years.
46
Golly.
years. Yeah. 46
crazy.
years.
We've been together for like
48, 46.
No, 50.
Wow.
Probably.
Oh my God. How did you?
All right. That's a
But
long
so-
time.
So you guys knew each other for like 2 years before you got married?
We went to high school together, but didn't date there.
Hmm.
And then we worked together at Merck.
Oh, so you guys are
Pharmaceutical
kind of
company.
high school sweethearts, kind of.
No.
Well,
Not
if
at
you
all.
ask my mom, she didn't know who he was in high school, but he was the grade below her. But then when they met at Merck, you ran
Yeah.
into her again, right?
Yeah.
And then they start. What was your first date? Do you remember your first date?
Yeah.
What was your first date?
Well, we went to the.
Oh, you don't remember it.
Yeah, I do remember, but I forget the name of the place. It was down in New Hope.
Oh, you took her to New Hope on the first date.
Yeah, we
That's
went to
fancy.
a bar, restaurant. Yeah.
Yeah.
Went to a bar and restaurant and stuff. Yeah.
Oh, very good. And the
A
rest is
piano bar.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Yeah.
A nice piano bar too.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
I knew what I was doing.
Yeah, that's very good. Look
So
at
then
that.
you-
The rest
you-
is history.
You guys dated for like 2 years, and then how did you propose?
Excuse me, I didn't understand that.
How did you propose?
Oh, how did I propose?
Yeah.
Well, I told her after we were dating a while, I told her that she was never married, and I was married and had a bad experience. But I like married life. And I told her that. And I told her we should either start something that'll last a while, or so we started something that would last a while. She just had fun. She never
Wait.
met anybody she wanted to be married to, she said.
Until she met you, huh?
Yeah.
How
And
old
then
were you
her mo-
guys? How old were
30.
you? 30?
30. Both of us were 30. But her mother liked me.
That matters.
Her mom liked, because
Oh,
she
Yeah,
approved
when
of
she
you?
brought me
She
when
did,
she
yeah.
brought me home to meet her parents, they gave
Huh.
me the approval. Yeah.
Nice, nice.
Wow. God, thank goodness. You know it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
really.
she said it would have been a shame if she didn't like me.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, that's right. That's
You
good.
know how mama was.
I sure
Did-
do.
Did you have a bachelor party?
No.
You
No.
didn't?
Did they
I
have bachelor
didn't-
parties
I-
back then? What year was it?
Yeah, no, they had bachelor parties long before I got married.
What was it, 76, 75, 76?
70, 74.
Oh, 74. Okay.
76 we got married.
Oh, so 74,
78
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So wait, you said you'd been married before and it didn't work out and then you got remarried, is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, cool.
Yeah.
All right. And so
And I have the son from my first marriage.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
My brother.
so
yeah.
when you proposed, you were just like, "Hey, look, we like hanging out with each other. I think you're pretty cool. You want to make this
Yeah.
official, or what are we doing here?"
No, that was nothing like that. It was more to the line of that I was in love with her. I wanted to be married to her. I like married life, and that's how it.
Would you please?
Yeah.
It was much more romantic.
Oh, that's great. James, maybe one day that'll be you.
Probably not.
You know,
Yeah, Jamie, that's
Jay-
coming.
I may be dumb, but I'm not stupid. Okay.
Probably not gonna be me.
And I've always been lucky.
He has
Right.
been lucky. That's for sure.
Better lucky than good. That's what I say.
Did you have a bachelor party for your first marriage?
No bachelor party for Jerry. No.
Why not?
Did they just not have those back then?
No, they had them.
But you just didn't. I wonder why,
Yeah.
huh?
Well-
Your buddies didn't take you out? Esky and Cowboy and the gang didn't? No, they didn't take you out for a special party for your
No.
birthday? No.
As
Or
a
for
matter
your
of fact,
birthday, your
I
marriage?
I didn't introduce her to that part of my life
Until
until
later.
after I was married.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
But did
That
your
was
wife
probably
have?
good.
What about a bachelorette party? Did your wife have a bachelorette party?
Oh, those didn't exist back
If
then.
she did, I didn't know
Oh,
about
yeah,
it, but I
probably
don't
not.
think so.
No, they probably didn't
A
exist.
bachelorette party was like she hung out with all the moms in the neighborhood and got taught how to make marinara sauce or something. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
I don't know.
Probably.
They had them little penises that they put in their drink, and yeah.
And
Oh, we
drinking
call
out of
those the JDub.
Penis show.
the JDubs. I knew it. I'll have to. Now I know what they're called. Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
kidding. If you've seen Justin's girlfriend, it's unbelievable. We don't know. We just don't
Yeah,
know.
Justin.
Nobody
Apparently,
knows.
he's a great listener.
Justin, how do you do? Is that what it is? You're a great listener, Justin?
No, I'm just funny and charming.
Yeah. Well, that goes a long way.
So,
You know,
and
funny
I'm
and
tall,
charming goes a long way.
and I'm
Yeah.
over 6 foot. So like,
There you go.
goes
Hey.
a long way.
5'11" is just fine, guys.
Get you
5'11"
nowhere.
is just fine.
Come on, Matt. You can round up to 6 foot when you're 5'11. That
Right.
counts.
I
doesn't it?
could. I
No,
could.
because he's already rounding up from 5'9".
No,
Oh, is
I
he?
am not. You
Just
son of
put
a
a
bitch.
little.
No, I am not. Chad, you've seen me.
Yeah, Matt's tall.
I'm-
Yeah, Matt's big. Yeah.
I'm 5'11", guys.
Yeah. And he
I'm
knows
all-
how to move.
Yeah,
He knows how to move.
put a little weight on that big toe. That'll jack you right up there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he
Yeah.
knows how to move. He's good with his hands. He's good with his shoulders, huh?
Right,
Body
you know?
movement, feet, hips, the whole deal, right,
And
Matt?
I'm 5'11".
He's-
Yeah, Matt's the boxing instructor. Matt's a
Ah.
fighter. Matt fought, and he's the boxing instructor at
That's
Henzo's that I
right.
told you about.
Okay.
Yeah. So he's been
Yeah.
teaching the classes there, and that's where Matt and I met at
Yeah.
Henzo's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, wasn't that a good experience for you?
Oh, the
They
best.
give you
I'll-
they give you confidence, and
Oh.
you're not afraid to go anywhere by yourself.
Yeah,
That
I
kind
think-
of feeling.
We've talked about before, Chad and I, and like just with ourselves, but also like on the show, where just the gym that we go to, and I mean that type of skill set that you obtain by boxing or jujitsu or any type of martial art really gives you the confidence to it's training for your life in a way. And I love what it's done. Like Chad, I was thinking about this today. The Chad I first met as opposed to the Chad now are like, well, at first, he was always
Yeah.
like a super nice guy, polite, well-spoken, like really good dude. But, he's more like, he's more, I would say, confident in his like, in what he can do. And like,
Yeah.
just, I don't know, Chad, would you agree?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Like one of the things that he really taught me too, and I got interested in learning how to take care of myself. And I always had some type of draw toward combat sports and toward fighting and things, even though I was a drummer, growing up, and I drummed. I was in the high school band, and I was in the jazz band and all those types of things. And I played football and I played ice hockey and baseball a little bit as a kid, but I always wanted to kind of box. And, you know, he taught me the importance of knowing how to protect yourself and knowing how to defend yourself. And you want to be able to be, you know, strong, because that increases your confidence. It changes how you think about yourself and how you carry yourself and how the world perceives you.
Yeah.
You know, and you don't really understand that, or at least I didn't when I was a kid, but I liked that. Like I thought there was a play element too. There was an aggressiveness, but there's also a play element, you know,
Yeah.
to combat sports and to fighting. And I wanted to box because I could hit decently. He taught me, you know, how to. He wasn't a trained fighter, but he was strong and he knew how to hit hard. You know, and he could.
Yeah.
He taught me how to.
Coriando for
You,
2 years.
you did, yeah, you did. What was it, Coriando?
Yeah, the Korean.
Korean
Yeah.
karate.
Yeah, mostly hands.
Yeah. So he taught me this, and then I wanted to give it a try. So when I tried that, and the more I trained and the more I learned, I felt my body and my mind transform, you know, and I became more confident. And that was really a lot of what he had taught me, and one of the things that I've learned from him, and that he kind of instilled in me growing up. So that's been great. But I lost it, Matt. Right? Like, you know, I lost it when life came. And, you know, I got, you know, comfortable in my job and I didn't work out anymore. And, you know, I had some back issues and I was in pain for a while and I just
Yeah.
let myself go. Right.
Yeah.
So I wound up being heavy and I was in pain. And then when I finally had the courage to walk through those doors, really for my sons, you know, when I brought my boys there, you know,
Yeah.
Jordan, as we talked about before, said, "Hey, why don't you give it a try?" And that was more than 4 years ago now, and that completely transformed my life and brought back some of that,
Yeah.
you know, some of that passion and some of that, you know, like enlightenment that you feel when you are more of you know, when you
Yeah.
take care of your body and such, and you're dangerous, but you can use it for good. I'm a big
Yeah.
fan of that.
Agreed.
Plus, when you work out and you work out hard with people that do the same thing, you have a mutual respect for each other
Agreed.
and you look out for each other.
You do,
Agreed.
right?
I agree.
It's a community. It's a whole
Yeah,
thing.
they
It's
would
a-
never like hang alone. Yeah.
It's a total, I would say, like, I know there's women that go there too, but it's almost, I would say it is a family, but it's also like a brotherhood in a way too. Even with the women that
Yes,
go
it
there,
is.
it's a brotherhood, like it's a camaraderie thing as well. And I found that a lot in wrestling and stuff too, where it's like, you guys are, because it's a lot of like, it sucks sometimes. Like it's really difficult to work out and it's mentally and physically taxing. And you do need the support from your teammates or even just the camaraderie to get through it. And like, you know, you guys are doing this together and you draw strength from each other a lot of the time. So I think the brotherhood and camaraderie part of it is very important as well. And it's a great thing to find. You know, it's very rare to get that, especially later in life. You know, when you're coming up through school and you're on teams and all that stuff, like that stuff's there and you kind of take it for granted. But once that stuff is gone, when you're later in life, you know, it's very difficult to find and obtain that again. And I'm, you know, it's a blessing to even have that. And also to meet guys like, dude, Chad, you're a great dude, man. And you know, it's been a privilege knowing you. You know what I mean? So just getting,
Oh,
you
thank
know,
you.
hey man,
And likewise.
hey, appreciate you, man. But no, it's, you know, getting those experiences and chances to do that, and it does take courage, like you said. It's not easy, but also, you know, the Jordan Peterson guy, I think he really puts it the best as far as like where the, you know, teaching someone to be meek and mild and almost like wilted in a way isn't teaching someone to be good. Teaching someone to, you know, defend themselves and be able to fight and all that stuff, and then be able to control it, right? That's how you develop someone to be an actual morally good person, because they do have the capability of creating harm and inflicting pain, and they choose not to, and they choose
not to,
and they choose to do it for the right reasons. That's the real, I think that is the real benefit that, you know, that we get by doing that, I would say.
You know, and one thing
Absolutely.
I learned, I could never stand the bully.
Agree.
If I seen somebody try to bully somebody, I wouldn't hesitate to step in
Yeah,
and
I
help
agree.
them.
I agree.
Yeah,
You
it's
know,
a good rule. Don't let bullies get away with it. You know,
Yeah.
stand up for it and do the right thing.
I agree. I think too, a lot of the times, like we've had kids that thought they were bullies come in and then they figure out that they ain't shit. You know
That's
what I
You
mean?
can get humbled quick.
And they get humbled, but then honestly, they like
They
some of
turn
those
around.
kids, they turn into like some of the best kids. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they
Yeah, you
really
turn
do.
around.
They just needed some guidance and stuff like that, I think.
That's
You
right.
you realize that you can't be anywhere unless you train for it.
Yeah.
You know, if you don't train to be
What you want.
what you want
It's not gonna
physically,
happen.
it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who are
I
you
agree.
going to go with? Who are you going to protect? Who are you going to hit? You can't because
You
you
don't know.
just didn't train for it.
It's
Yeah,
a fantasy.
it
Yeah.
is a fantasy.
You know, and
Yeah.
you mentioned Jordan Peterson, Matt, you know, and we've talked, and you know what, like I've learned a lot from Jordan Peterson. I continue to learn from him today, but like he had that line, you know, and he's done a lot of work on the Bible, and I'm very spiritual, you know, as well. And he has a great series out there about, you know, interpreting some of the passages of the Bible and like, what does it really mean from a psychological perspective and just from a, you know, meaning, like how does it help life? If even if you don't believe in the metaphysical piece of it, right? But
Right.
he talks about, you know, the Sermon on the Mount when Jesus goes up and, you know, and talks about the line where he says, the meek shall inherit the earth.
Mm.
And he said that never sat right well with him because, you know, our modern interpretation of the word meek is like, well, I'm feeble, I'm in the background, I just do what I'm told, and I don't really, you know, and that just didn't really sit well. So he went and looked at a lot of different translations, and you know, words and definitions change and the way people use them change over the years. So
Yeah.
he went back and said, you know, the modern definition, what they really meant wasn't meek how we think of it today. What the real definition is, according to Jordan, you know, in his research, is it doesn't really mean the meek or weak inherit the earth. It's translated more like those who have a sword and know how to use it, but choose to keep it sheathed shall inherit the earth. So
Yeah.
that's way, way different. You know, that
Yeah.
means that, hey, you're formidable. You know how to use your sword. You know how to inflict pain if you need to, but you don't. You choose not to. And
Mhm.
you choose to harness that and use it for good and to stand up for people who might not have that ability, you know, to do that. So that's what you were talking about. It's like, hey, if I don't have that ability, you know, I can't just parade around as and masquerade as a good person because if somebody that has the ability to shut me down tells me no, and I don't have the ability to stand up and say, hold on a second, what's your motivation? What's your purpose here? And I challenge that with the spirit of, you know, coming from something good.
Mhm.
Well, then I'm just like an order taker, you know. But if
Right.
I know how to use that sword and I keep it sheathed, and I only use that in the event of, well, bullies, right? Or something that isn't right, or there's a risk or a threat to my family, you know, or people that I love. Well, that's a different story, you know, and that's something that I learned from Jordan in that interpretation. And that sits right with me too. I believe
I
that to
agree.
be true.
I
Right.
agree.
So I think about that. And then I think about the importance of, you know, training. And I can't tell you how much better that I feel mentally, physically, and spiritually in terms of taking my life back and becoming, you know, being, yeah,
Self-confident.
more self-confident, in better shape, you know, um, and having an outlet to relieve some of that
Yeah.
frustration and
Yes.
stress, you know, and pent up energy that we all deal with.
Yeah.
And there's ways that we deal with it. It could be in a bottle, it could be with drugs, it could be with a lot of different stuff. But if you have healthy outlets and how to harness that and to use it, you know, in a good for a good purpose, well, it completely changes your life in a very
Yeah.
positive direction. So
I
that's
couldn't
something
agree
that I
more.
really believe. Yeah.
Yeah. Is there like a nicer group of guys than the dudes like at the gym? Like these guys, these sons of bitches are legit murderers. Like these guys are killers, right? And they could take apart, you know, 9 out of every, or, you know, 99 out of every 100 people. They could take them apart, but they are the nicest guys in the world. And we
They're
thought
some of the
like,
best people I know.
yeah. And it's like there's no, but they'll like, hey, when it's time to go, they go, right? But it's, you know, they don't, there's no bravado, there's no enforcing their will on anyone or imposing on anything. They're polite, they're nice, they're adapting, like they're just, you know, they know how to read the room. Like, you know, case in point, I think Rich is one of the baddest sons of bitches there is, and he might be the nicest damn guy in the world.
Nicest guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's not boastful. It's not, there's no bully
Yeah.
aspect of it.
Yeah.
It's not someone, like you said, trying to impose their will or get over on someone or try to, you know, hey, I can beat you up, so you have to listen to me. That's the
Yeah.
opposite, you
Yeah.
know, of what we're talking about. Right. And it's
Yeah.
just, you know, there's a lot of goodness and there's brotherhood there, like you
Mhm.
said. And there's a connection that, well, you have to experience it, to see it and to really understand it. But the beauty is that more people than they even realize can experience that, right? Like it's within most people's grasp, just about anybody's grasp. If they put themselves in that uncomfortable position, take the risk and just give it a shot. You just give it a shot and you see what happens. And, session by session and day by day and month by month, you see yourself transform in all these different ways. It's nothing but good. And you have the aches and pains and there is some sacrifice because whatever you're doing here, you're giving up somewhere else, but there's a thing of balance and, what's worth it, at the end of the day. And it's been one of the best decisions I think I've made.
Yeah, I agree. Not just for you, but for your sons as well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So very nice. Jamie, we kind of interrupted your segment there. Do you have another
sorry,
question?
Jamie.
That's okay. So let's talk about your wedding. Where did you get married?
What?
Where'd you get married? Yeah.
At the Spinnerstown.
Where's that at?
Church of Christ.
Yeah.
Spinnerstown.
Okay, you got it
Right
married
off-
in the
Oh,
church.
near
Yeah,
married
in
in
the
the church.
church.
Yep.
And
Near
then-
Quakertown.
What about the reception?
At the VFW.
Nice. What
Okay.
what kind of flowers did you have?
What do you remember? Wow, flowers.
Of course, Jamie's
Oh,
a
God.
florist, so she would
But
Oh,
ask
are you
that.
florist, Jamie?
Yeah, I'm an event florist.
Oh, nice.
Both of us were interested in horses.
Horses?
Yeah, she had one and I had one since I was 10.
Like a racehorse?
No. A show horse.
Oh,
Show
nice,
horse.
nice.
Very nice.
My
Is that-
I love
grandfather,
horses.
my grandfather
Your
had
horse-
race horses.
Oh,
You have
Oh, did he?
Mhm.
But this you wear a 3-piece suit with tails and you have 4 reins and he really
all
operates.
fancy.
Yeah, it sounds fancy.
wow.
He's trained good.
You still have one?
No,
Not since 1950. Not since I was 55.
since you were
Broke his
55 years
leg.
old. Yeah, we had horses like growing up. We grew up, in Quakertown and a little bit more of a rural area, but we would go out in the buggy. And so I remember when we were a kid, he would take me around the driveway and around, the property. And, I would be on the back of the horse and then we would go out in the street on the buggy. And it wound up being, though, where cars and trucks would just blow right by it. And honk the
yeah.
horn and so, and the horse would get scared, So
Yeah.
it became a little bit more dangerous than it used to be, right?
Yeah.
So
And they're not a
So that-
fan of, people aren't a fan of, I guess,
No,
the,
they're not.
like the Amish kind of thing. People aren't a fan of that. Like people in cars, I'll ride a
no,
bike
they get
sometimes.
frustrated.
Yeah.
That's where my dad's father came from, Ephrata. He
Oh,
was
okay.
a dunker. A dunker, didn't he?
Oh.
Yeah. But he was a tool and die maker for a living.
Damn.
Okay. Yeah.
Made tools.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Made jigs for tools to make tools.
Was he? He wasn't Amish though, was he? Was he
Yeah,
Amish?
the
Oh,
dunker.
he's Amish. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but he
Your
wasn't.
your grandfather
Yeah, but
Yeah.
he wasn't the kind
that
that.
wore the suit and had
Yeah,
the beard and
Yeah,
stuff. Yeah.
he
Okay.
wasn't that kind.
But he lived that.
But there's 5 different strains of them Amish.
Oh, okay.
He was one of them. They're Mennonites,
Yeah.
basically.
Oh no, I was gonna say, so not the type that your grandfather or your father was, but like, are the other Amish stealing kids?
Stealing kids?
Yeah, they're up to
I
that.
don't know. What are they up to, Justin?
Did you ever hear any of that, Jerry? You ever
Did
hear
you ever
about?
hear any of that? I don't know about this.
Never
What's
heard of
going
that?
on, Justin?
Yeah.
What's going on with the Amish?
Their
with stealing
bloodlines get too
kids?
saturated and they have to find outside sources and they start stealing dopey people's kids. That's what I
No,
heard.
no, I don't know about that.
Nah.
Yeah.
But so also, I want to ask this, Jerry. You said your grandfather was Amish, right?
Yes.
So, I mean,
He was a dunker. Now there's 5 strains of Mennonite that make up the Amish community. They
Right.
all don't drive horses and buggies.
Okay.
right.
Okay, so when
Some of those
when I
use
had-
those rascally scooters. You see them on those scooters?
He
With
wear-
the
he
big
has a
wheels.
scooter. He's got
Yeah.
he's carrying on that tradition.
They're rascally. They'll be on the side. So like the horse and buggy is one thing to get around. Those rascally Amish on those scooters, yo, they'll get you. They're
Oh,
kicking.
Well,
yeah.
Hey,
that's the thing. He moved from a horse to a scooter. So now he's on
Ah.
the scooter.
Scooter's
Oh,
cool.
yeah,
looking.
horse to Harley to scooter.
I
That's
was
the
gonna-
progression.
I mean, what I was gonna say is that technically, Jerry, I don't know if your grandfather was Amish as much as he was just you know, that's just how things work, right? Because
No, no.
if you were born in 44 and he's your grandfather,
Everyone was Amish when your
Right,
grandfather was
yeah.
Amish.
When was
It
your
was
grandfather
just-
born?
he was
I don't
just
even
a-
know
a-
about your
a-
grandfather.
Yeah,
I don't remember
he was
ever.
just
Yeah,
a
that's
citizen.
Yeah, that's true. If no one had electricity, everyone was Amish then.
Yeah,
What we're calling Amish is every single. They were just German people who came to Pennsylvania.
technically, yeah. He was just
There's a lot of
Pennsylvania
them.
Dutch, is what he was.
That's right.
Pennsylvania Dutch. I got a little Pennsylvania Dutch in me, you know. I like root beer as much as the next guy.
Who said if,
Well,
if you
okay,
ain't Dutch, you ain't much? Who says that? Huh? If you ain't Dutch, you ain't much.
Ooh, I like
Huh?
that.
The Dutchman.
Yeah.
Nice. All right, Jamie, what's your next question?
I'm out of questions.
All right, love
Oh
it.
boy. All right,
That
Jamie.
was Jamie's questions. Very good stuff. I'll tell you guys, we're super excited to have you here because we need to. One thing we like to do on this show is we like to keep it fresh, keep it flowing, but we also got to keep ourselves on our toes. Is that right, guys?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So Jamie usually has a segment called Peg Talk, and it goes a
Ooh.
lot different than that segment. So I'm just
All right,
saying,
Jamie.
she did a great job of fielding some new questions and kind of went down a new avenue. But Justin here has been asking the same dumb questions for the last 20 years. So
Okay.
Justin.
super excited to get into our next segment. It's the JDub's questions, asking some questions. JDub's questions, a new favorite segment. JDub's.
Oh, you're a singer too.
Yeah, yes, he
Well,
is.
you know, I mean, it's all a lot of talent over
Yeah.
here. But we're now gonna have Justin's question segment where Justin's gonna ask you some questions, you give us some answers, and we're gonna have some fun. Go ahead, take it away,
All right.
Justin.
Jerry, you know what pegging is?
God damn it, Justin! No, you
What
son
was
of
that
a-
again?
Do you know
son-
what pegging is?
You son of a bitch!
I don't know
No,
who-
no, no.
Who is she? I never heard of her.
All right. So if you're in a bar, pool or
Yeah.
darts, what's your favorite game?
Well, pool.
Pool.
You're the pool? You're
Yeah, we
nine
had a
ball?
pool table.
Yeah.
What are you, Justin? Pool or darts?
Darts. I'm
Oh,
terrible.
I'm pool.
Darts?
All right.
Yeah.
That's
Crushing
another
darts.
one, Justin. We
Come
can
see
go
me any
back
day of the
on.
week.
Yeah.
I couldn't get at the 8-ball one time, and I made a 5-bag cue ball shot and hit it against the rail, and it went right in.
Yeah, that's that luck. That's that luck pulling
I
in,
won.
too.
One of my younger brothers is crazy good at pool. Like,
Oh, really?
dumb good. I was down the shore with him a week ago. We were playing.
Uh-huh.
He's like, "Going to play 9-ball," and I was like, "I don't even know how to
Yeah.
play 9-ball, but sure."
Uh-huh.
And I watched them just sit like on the rail, a little bit off, sinking them from
Yeah.
far. I was like,
All right.
Right.
Yeah.
"Turns out
All
you're
right,
not
bro.
useless."
All right,
in this
bro.
family.
I
He's
used
good at
to.
mathematics.
Yeah, I used to date a girl, right? And when we would go to the bar, like I would like, you know how you go up, you put your dollar up in line, right? And so like I would go put the dollar up on the pool table, you know what I mean? Because like if she did it, she didn't want to get skipped or whatever, you know what I mean? So I would go put the dollar up. So the dude that I was thinking would think he'd be playing me, and then I would go put it in and rack it, and then she would play, and they'd be like, "Oh, really? You're gonna?" I was like, "Hey, man." You know, and then she would win like the next
Go ahead.
9 games.
Yeah,
and she,
take your chances. Yeah.
Oh, dude, she was like, she was great at like what you're saying with like the banking and the angles and everything like that. She was phenomenal
Yeah.
at that. Jamie, do you ever play pool or darts?
Yeah, I love pool and darts.
Which one do you
But-
like better?
I don't know. I'm pretty bad at both. Actually, I'm better at darts than I am pool. I suck
Right.
at pool, but I like to play.
Right,
Because like
It's fun.
when I go to a bar, I don't like to just sit around and do nothing. So
right. You know what's my favorite game to play at a bar? It's the
Huh.
game where like you're sitting at the bar and you see a girl sitting at the bar and you do like the head nod to them, but when they go back thinking, like when they look back at you saying like me, and then you don't respond to them pretending that you're talking to someone else, but you're really talking to them the whole time, and then eventually they come over and then you get married, and that's what life is, guys.
Oh,
That's how it goes, you know what I mean?
Is that how you
That's
got your
it
wife?
works. That's
Is
how
that-
it works
Yeah,
now, huh? Yeah.
Is when you look at him and make eye contact, you have your glass in your hand and you get that expression on your face like, wow, that's the most beautiful thing I ever saw. And your hands just unwrap.
You drops the
You
glass.
drop the glass
And then
like
what?
you're stunned with her beauty.
Uh huh.
Wow.
That word. Wow. That's a power That's
I
a power
mean,
move, huh?
You
Yeah.
know, that happens to Jamie quite often.
I
All the
bet.
time.
Jamie.
All the time.
And then you go up and you look her straight in the eye,
Uh-huh.
hold her hand if you may, and ask her if she'd like to start something that'll last a while.
Wow, Jamie, are you hearing this?
I get
Is
it all
this-
the time.
Wow. Okay, she gets it all the time.
And you're still walking around
Happy.
You're happy.
That's right.
That's right.
So
Wow.
that's how you got your wife?
No,
I guess so.
I didn't.
We're learning a lot. Yeah.
Who's the
I
who's the,
already knew who she was. I mean,
who's
the
Oh,
what?
true.
I knew who she was.
I
You
know.
know? Yeah.
what's the most famous person you've ever met?
Larry Holmes.
Oh, yeah,
Heavyweight
Larry.
champion?
Yeah.
No, we used to train up there. And he
Yeah, in
liked us
Allentown?
right from the.
Yeah, Larry
And
Larry
Easton,
Holmes had a gym
Easton.
in Allentown.
In
We
Easton.
used to see him
Oh, Easton,
5
yeah.
times a week.
Yeah, we used to see him a lot.
And,
Great guy.
and from the first time I brought Chad up there and talked to him, he took us right in and gave us the trainer, and the place is yours. Right?
Yeah, that was fun. They
Never,
treat us really good. We really had a good time. They used to call me his 18-year-old future heavyweight champion.
Yeah.
That didn't happen,
Oh,
but
Well,
that must have been a
yeah.
great feeling.
it was cool. Yeah,
We'll need a armored core to take the cash away. We have a paper.
that's what Charlie would say, huh? His trainer,
Yeah.
one of the guys that came up with them and he was an older guy, but he was with
White guy,
Larry
yeah.
for a long time, and he was funny. He liked us. But you know what he would say? He said, "You got to watch out in this game." He said, "There's more snakes in boxing than there are in Arizona." Right, Matt? Would
He
you
is-
agree with that, Matt?
Oh, the most corrupt sport on the planet, and it's not even close.
Not even close. Huh?
Not
You know?
even close. The most corrupt sport probably ever, right? Like maybe I don't know if horse racing had its day of being more corrupt.
Probably. Right?
It is by
Every
I-
sport has its thing.
Yeah.
but boxing is unreal. Yeah, with its corruption.
Charlie had. Did you ever see a heavyweight championship of the world ring?
Larry had to make.
Like a Super Bowl ring?
They were like this high. It was
Yeah.
like 2 inches high off his
With,
finger.
with diamonds and all kind of
It's really something.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Ah, it was unbelievable. And Charlie had one, right?
Uh-huh.
And I was trying to tell him to will it to me when he dies. Well, he died and he didn't.
It didn't
want
happen. Yeah, that was something though.
I'll tell you, people don't realize too. Larry Holmes was a big son of a gun, right? Like
yeah.
people think, I mean, like I met him one time as well. I used to live up in Easton, or I trained up in Easton and lived there for a little while. And I met him one time, and he's a big bastard. But
Big guy. Did you ever train there, Matt? Did you ever train at his gym when it was
no,
open?
I never went up there. I was supposed to fight someone up there one time, but they backed out. So
Oh, really?
never went through. But
Well,
yeah.
Chad used to spar with Mark, his brother Mark.
Mark Holmes, yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that was, I'll tell you what, that guy had some hand speed.
Oh man. Super
Foot speed,
fast.
Super fast.
Chad's
And
still
just-
feeling it.
Yeah, just so
Yeah.
quick too, and his timing was so superb. Like guys and professional fighters would come around and get rounds with Mark and other fighters in the gym, and they would come after him, and go hard with like 5-6 punch combinations, and Mark would make a miss by like a fraction of an inch. Just
Yeah.
like that. And sometimes if he was having fun and in a good mood, he would spin him around by the elbow and pat him on the butt and give him a little
Yeah.
tap on the top of the
Yeah.
head. I mean,
Yeah.
it was really something. But
I-
Mark was he's a cool guy.
I used
Yeah.
to tell Chad, he'd be the best straight razor fighter in the world.
Oh yeah, he's fast and you can't get him. I wouldn't want to fight with a straight razor though.
Oh,
Yeah,
God,
that's not a good bet.
no. I mean, I can't. I mean, some of these guys, like I'd fought some like really high level guys and like sparred with some really high level guys, and like one, there'd be times where I'm throwing like an 8-punch combination
Yep.
and like crisp, super sharp, everything's right. And it's like they almost knew what was coming,
Yeah.
and just
Yeah.
was out of the way. And I was like, "Well, what are we doing here, guys? Come on!"
Right. Yeah. That timing and the instinct and just
Yeah.
that flow. It's like
Yeah.
like Neo in the Matrix kind
Yeah.
of just knowing where things are coming and
Yeah,
being able to just move with it and
yeah,
then counter it. It's like they call it the sweet science, right? It's
Yeah.
like a work of art.
it very much is. A lot of it has, I mean, we're getting off topic, but a lot of it has to do with like your body positioning and your balance and things like that. And that's a lot of stuff you have to learn. But it is when you see some like I'll tell you, This guy that hopefully he fights Crawford next, Boots Ennis. If you look him up, he's a master at it. He's
Oh,
phenomenal.
Boots
at it.
Ennis, yeah.
Boots
Okay.
Ennis, phenomenal. But all right, let's keep it moving. Justin, what do you got next?
Jerry,
Also,
what's
wait, Jamie, did you said pool, not darts,
No, I'm probably better at darts.
but you like pool better.
When I'm doing good at it.
Right. And when you're doing good at it, like, I mean, Jamie, let me ask you this. I'll say this. I started bartending when I was 19, and I've bartended for a very long time. The two things that cause fights in bars, the two most things that cause fights in bars are women and pool, right?
Pool, really?
Oh, so many fights are over this.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Oh, so
Cool.
one, like, they're either fighting on like who's next, who's not, right? And then people are like playing cash games, you know what I mean? Like they're betting money.
betting.
Yeah, there's a
Yeah.
lot
Yeah, that
of
makes
stuff.
sense.
Dude, I remember one time there was one night where like the pool table, what you do, right, is if you didn't have quarters, you'd put $1 or whatever. But like right next to like there'd be like a line of like quarters or dollars on the pool table, and that's just the line of who's playing next. I remember
Right.
one time at the bar, this guy, an out of towner, just comes in, walks over. Then there's probably $8 whatever's lined up, like so 8 people lined up. Walks over and just goes whoosh,
Oh,
knocks
man.
all of them off,
And cleared it all off.
Why'd he
knocked
do
them all
that?
off. He
'Cause
knocked
it's
them all off,
hilarious.
put his quarter down, and says, "I'm up." You know what I mean? And then
Yeah,
it just
yeah.
everyone's like, you know, like all these
Yep.
drunk Irish guys are like, "Hey, mate, what are you doing? You know?
Right. Yeah, that
And it
wasn't
turned
good.
into
huh?
a real Donnybrook.
Oh boy, a Donnybrook.
Yeah. But nice. All right, Justin, I interrupted you. Jamie, please don't hesitate to jump in. Go ahead, Joe.
Jerry, what's the movie you've seen the most?
Great question.
The movie you've seen the most. It's got to be a Western.
yeah.
Oh, I love a good Western.
Oh, he loves.
What about The
Westerns.
Quiet Man? What are your thoughts on The Quiet Man, Jerry?
I love The Quiet Man because
Great
of
film. Great
his,
film.
yeah, well, yeah. I mean, he went over to England to buy his family's home
Yep.
and lived a
Ireland.
good life,
Yeah.
and then he falls in love with Bigot's daughter,
Marina
sister, rather.
O'Hara, sister.
Yeah, his sister, and
Yeah.
in the end they had to duke it out, and they became
Great.
good friends.
Great. Honestly, it is a phenomenal movie.
Well,
Absolutely.
John
phenomenal.
Wayne made a lot of phenomenal movies.
Big John
Oh.
Wayne fan. The Duke.
Yeah. Love the Duke.
As a matter
She
of
wore a yellow ribbon.
oh, yeah.
Oh, one of the best. She wore a yellow ribbon is great. I'm trying to think
Yep.
of another great one. He has a bunch that I really
The Angel
really
and the
like.
Bad Man.
What's the Angel and the Bad Man? That's John Wayne.
Yeah, he falls in love with a Quaker.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I don't think I've
and he
seen that
hangs
one.
up his gun.
Does he?
Yeah.
Did he keep it hung up, or did he have to pick it up off the shelf
No, he
again?
became a farmer.
Okay. All right.
Hung up his gun.
Is that right? You know what else we used to watch a lot of? We used to watch a lot of Earl Flynn, like the old Earl Flynn
Oh,
movies
dude,
and
the
old
Robin Hood. Dude,
Yeah, we
Gentleman
watched
Jim.
Robin Hood.
Gentleman
Oh,
Jim.
yeah.
I
Oh, yeah,
love Gentleman Jim.
Yeah.
Gentleman Jim Corbett.
Oh,
Yeah.
that movie, Gentleman Jim, phenomenal movie.
Yeah.
Absolutely phenomenal. One of my favorites of all time. I'm a big
Well, you
Gentleman
know,
Jim fan.
When Robin Hood would be on, right? We'd
Love
try to
Robin
do
Hood.
something.
Great
And
Earl Flynn movie.
I'd
They
make,
die with their boots on.
I'd make a leg of lamb and rotisserie chickens, and he'd have a couple of his buddies over there, and they'd have a feast just like they had.
Because they would eat that feast with all
Yeah.
that stuff, and they're eating the leg of lamb. And who is it? Little John. He's like, "That's my mutton joint, right?"
Yeah,
I'm like, "What's
yeah,
a mutton
yeah,
joint?" He's like, "I'll teach
yeah.
you what a mutton joint is."
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
Yeah. We would feast. We would have a feast like that.
Yeah, after they had the big battle in the woods and they capture oh, that's phenomenal. No, I agree. What about They Died with Their Boots On? Another classic.
Oh,
I'll tell you.
yeah.
I'll tell you, a young Olivia de Havilland, bro. I'm telling you, don't sleep on Olivia de Havilland, aka Maid
Really?
Marian. Oh, don't you remember?
Oh
Olivia?
yeah. Oh yeah. I didn't know that was the actress's name.
She's Maid
Yeah.
Marian.
Played a lot
She
of
was the
movies.
Okay.
wife. She was the wife, and They Die with Their Boots On. She was
Uh-huh.
the good chick in Gone with the Wind. Like Olivia de Havilland had a career,
And
man.
Yeah.
Gonga Din.
What's
Ooh,
that?
what's this?
Gonga Din.
What's Gonga Din?
When they were in India.
Oh,
Earl Flynn was one of the Vicker brothers, and they
yeah. Also, Santa Fe Trail. Shout out, another
Santa-
good one. with
Ooh,
Earl
Santa Fe,
Flynn,
all right.
Earl Flynn, and Ronnie Reagan, a young Ronnie.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
a young
yeah.
Ronnie Reagan.
Yeah,
All right.
that's a good
That
one.
was, yeah, that
Yeah,
was.
I'm a big. I love those old movies. I try to watch them as much as I can. That's what I love about HBO Max is that they had Turner Classic Movies on there, and you can see a bunch.
Oh
of
yeah,
them.
he'll still watch it. You know, I'll watch him
love it.
too when I'm over here. We'll watch the
Dude,
old
they're-
classic cowboy pictures. Hop Along Cassidy. We would watch the old Hop Along Cassidy
little
series.
Gene Autry, Roy Rogers, and oh yeah, babe, I know.
Yep.
Dude, I'll tell you. You know what? I used to watch this clip all the time, and it's one of the final scenes from Gentleman Jim, and it's when John L. Sullivan brings the belt to Gentleman Jim Corbett after their big fight. Dude, oh man, what a scene!
That does it, huh?
The tear comes out of you.
Oh, it breaks your heart, but it's like,
Yeah.
but it's the passing of the torch, and it,
Yep.
did it with dignity. It's just like, come on, this is what men are. This is men. You know.
That's right.
You know,
Wow.
they don't make them like that anymore. Justin, please continue because you are just the epitome of what a man is.
I am.
Here we
the
go,
modern
Justin.
man. What's your supermarket sweep strategy?
Supermarket sweep strategy in terms
So-
of like, what do you go for if you
Right.
win?
Are you going to go because you got to fill? So the key is you got to
Don't-
fill up the cart,
Yeah,
right? But
Do you remember
fill-
supermarket sweep?
do you fill up the cart with like big pieces of like maybe that are expensive, or do you go and try to find little pieces that are expensive and just get more of them? I.e., Justin's a big fan of going to the spice aisle, correct, Justin?
Yeah, that's the whole strategy.
Why not?
The spice aisle. So this is about.
Did you watch
how-
Supermarket
in 2
Sweep?
minutes? In 2 minutes or so, how much can you fill up your cart with the most expensive things, right? Like, so whoever has the most in terms of dollar value at the end of their sweep, that's who wins. Is that right, Justin?
Yeah, we might be striking out on this question. How about we go to the next one, Justin?
All right.
Yeah.
If you've never seen it, you have to have seen supermarket sweep
Right,
to have
right.
Yeah.
a strategy.
You
for
gotta
said
be part of the
supermarket
gang.
sweep.
If you're not in the
All right,
sweeps,
well.
you don't know.
If you had a free ride, all inclusive, would you go to the moon?
A
No.
free ride at an all-inclusive resort on the moon?
No.
Yeah, me
You wouldn't
either.
go?
No.
No, I
No,
would
you
be
ain't-
there in a
you ain't-
heartbeat.
You would go to the moon
You ain't,
if right
you
now.
ain't catching. You ain't catching me in space between here and the moon.
You're not, huh? No,
I feel
no,
the
sir.
same way.
All right.
What?
You would
Now,
go to
you
the
gotta-
moon?
Never.
hold on. No,
You're
let's-
another smart person.
Let's hold on, guys. Let's talk turkey. Let's talk tuna. Let's talk tomatoes. Okay.
Okay.
Have all of us been to an all-inclusive resort?
No, no, no.
Yes,
I'm not.
once.
I meant
Yes.
all inclusive
Yeah.
jokingly. I'm not saying there's a fictional place you can stay on the moon. I'm saying today,
you
if I
mean-
could give you a ticket to go to the moon, would you take the
Mhm.
ticket, Matt?
Oh, no, I thought you meant if I could go to an all-inclusive resort on the moon.
Yeah, it's just
Then
inclusive
yes,
on the way there.
Then yes, I would 1000% go to an all-inclusive resort on the moon.
But there has to be a resort.
Right, if there's no all-inclusive, I'm not
No, thank
going.
you.
All right, but
Yeah.
if there's an all-inclusive, I'll pretty much go anywhere. You know, I
We
mean,
wanna
I'm
look
looking at shit in Ukraine right now. Like, hey, they got a Palace Resorts, and you know what I'm saying? So yeah, all-inclusive. It's the only way to go. Otherwise, you're just going to Mexico. Just saying.
Yeah, and you need a concierge.
Concierge, yeah.
Concierge.
And a
A
consigliere.
butler. We had a
Yeah.
butler, a concierge at
Ah,
Jamaica.
Is that where you're at in Jamaica?
Yeah.
Yeah.
you're making me
yeah.
crazy.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Oh,
we
that's
I
the way
went.
to
I
do
went
it.
to St. Lucia.
we
We
were
went to St. Lucia on a for our honeymoon on a all-inclusive vacation. That was really nice because we
Oh,
were
it's the
with,
best.
there were 3 of these resorts. We stayed at the Sandals Resort, and we were at on the middle one, and it was like the more low-key one that was kind of like villa style. And the
Yeah.
one where they had like the sports and activity and golf center, which we didn't play, but that was like the the place where they had
The
more stuff to do.
families
Yeah,
and-
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Yeah, and then they had the party one, which was like to the 15 minutes the other way. So
Yeah.
we were able to go to all the other ones, eat great food, and you didn't have to carry your wallet. They didn't take
Ugh.
tips. It was absolutely
Oh,
beautiful.
The best.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's the absolute. I'm a big fan. I actually just got back from an all-inclusive on the weekend. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Me and my familia went to Mexico. Justin was not invited, and yeah,
Ah,
we did an all-inclusive. We actually, me and my wife had our wedding. It was a destination wedding at an all-inclusive. and
Also
it
not
was-
invited.
Yeah, definitely not
Oh,
invited
excellent.
to that either. It is
where'd
what
you
it
go,
is.
Matt? Where'd you just come from?
We were in Mexico in Cancun at this place called Moon Palace.
Did they have the
Right.
alcohol on the wall?
Oh,
They had everything.
Moon Palace.
I had the one where it
I-
has the 3 bottles in your room. You know what
Yeah.
I'm talking about? Where they have like
Yeah,
the
so
shot
like
glass
you
thing?
had the mini fridge, and then you pulled out a thing next to the mini fridge, and it was like bottles that had
Yeah.
like it
You
had
just
that.
use gin as mouthwash every
wow.
morning. It's fantastic.
Yeah, I didn't
Serves
do any of
multiple
that.
purposes, huh?
Yeah.
My
Yeah,
wife
that's good.
drank, but I didn't. I was with my, I had my kid there. I don't like drinking in front of my kids,
Yeah.
so
Yeah,
fair.
there it is.
good.
But, for now, I mean, in a couple of years, I'm gonna be
Yeah.
like, shut up, give me a beer.
Yeah, dude.
Right.
That's drinking in front
That's
of
a
your kids the
great
American
place
way.
though. Great vacation. Those all
Yeah,
inclusive.
I was in Vegas with Jerry and Jack. We had the 3 of us.
Oh yeah, we stayed at the Wynn. We were at
Ooh.
Caesars. We had
Ooh.
some great meals. Yeah, a little gambling.
The
They
food
had-
is
we were
what it
playing-
is, man.
We were playing the Wheel of Fortune slot machine. You know.
Mhm. Yeah.
So so if you hit the spin, you get to spin the wheel, right?
Yeah.
And the wheel goes, and there's all different types of prizes, like dollar values that you get, and the max is $1,000. Well,
Okay.
during that trip, they hit $1,000 3 times. It was like, who does that? Where does it happen? It happened in the
The luckiest
airport
son of
on
a
the way
gun in
home.
town.
I'm
you
telling you,
know?
that's what it is. It's luck. Lady Luck was shining on us that trip. That's for
Oh,
sure.
You had Lucky Jerry. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm telling you, that
You know
that
those,
goes for miles.
You know those
Must be nice.
nonsense slot machines that are in the airport? Like as you come into
Yeah.
Vegas airport, there's slot machines there. My one buddy, as we're leaving on a 50-cent pool, won $3,000 as we were leaving.
Wow,
Vegas.
did he really on
Uh,
50 cents?
On 50 cents, just messing around. He
Wow.
was just a thing, and he won $3,000. He's like, hold on, I gotta fill this form out.
Oh God,
There
how
you go.
lucky!
Yeah, that's
Are
awesome.
you guys excited for football coming up?
Oh, I can't wait. Big fan.
You know, last at the Super Bowl.
Tough.
That's the first time I made a bet in a long time.
Oh yeah,
And you bet on the birds?
No.
You
Against the
didn't bet
Hawks.
on the bird. I mean, turns out that you were
Yeah.
right,
Against the
but
Birds, yeah,
Yeah, he likes Mahomes.
I like Mahomes and the over. And $100 gave me $400.
Oh,
you,
good for
you
you.
did Mahomes in the over.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Great
that's
job.
what he did.
Damn.
Yeah, good.
Wow,
You
cool.
weren't wrong.
Congratulations.
Both of them hit.
Congratulations.
And he did it, yeah. And he did it on a crippled leg.
Nice.
Yeah, and
He
and
could hardly
Well,
hobble.
he's something special, Mahomes.
Right, we
Yeah,
all
he's
guys. We don't have
so
to talk
great.
about this, okay?
Yeah,
It's not like
yeah.
it's not something we like talking about. I mean, we
Yeah,
can
let's
just
move
change
on.
the
Let's
subject,
move
you
on.
know? Justin, you got another question? Because God, if we have to talk about that, I mean,
okay.
I'll
All
tell you.
right.
Did you see they had the quarterback show on Netflix? Right.
Yeah, I didn't watch it yet, but did you watch it?
Honestly, it was really good. It was a really good show. That it followed Marcus Mariota, Kirk Cousins, and Mahomes,
Mhm.
and it was really great until like the last maybe 20 minutes of the last episode.
When he won the Super Bowl. Yeah.
Well, when they did that, not even it's the first half of the Super Bowl is phenomenal. It's great.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It was great.
But
But that second half. What are you
Yeah,
gonna
well,
do? Hey, what are you gonna
always
do? What are
next
you gonna
year.
do? Go ahead,
That's
Justin.
right.
Sorry I interrupted you.
Jerry, do you have any questions for me?
Nah, I'm good.
really,
Very good.
Yeah.
Very
Excellent.
good.
okay, all right,
Nope,
all right, very
great.
good.
All right, Jerry. Now I got a couple questions, and these are the important ones that we need to know. So, first question: what movie do you think is better, The Godfather Part 1 or The Godfather Part 2?
I like part 1.
Yeah.
Correct.
To get Sonny machine gun in the toll booth, that was exceptional.
That was a great
How about
scene.
when Sonny? How about when Sonny got the call from his sister after
Oh,
Carl?
Oh, and he goes and whoops Carlo's ass. Oh,
Yeah.
Put a beating on Carlo, boy. Yes,
apparently
he did.
there's a story that so Talia Shire, who plays the sister and Carlo's wife, who also plays
Yeah.
Adrian and Rocky, Talia Shire is Francis Ford Coppola's sister, right?
Huh,
So-
yeah.
Okay.
So the dude that played Carlo apparently really hit her a couple times in the scene where he beats her with the belt, right?
Yeah,
Like he really
yeah.
hit her, and like
Yep.
it pissed Coppola off like to no end. He's like, this fucking bum hit my sister, and he
Uh-huh.
told James Caan that, and James Caan
Ooh.
really
a couple
whooped
go.
the shit out of this guy. Right,
Oh,
like
you
when,
know-
when he's
That's a
biting his
real
hand
working.
and stuff, like he really
Yeah,
whooped
yeah.
the shit out of him, bad.
I could never beat a guy that bad because if I hit him, the first shot usually broke their jaw.
Yeah, they're
The
usually
second
crying for their
shot-
mommy after the first.
Then
one.
the second shot got their cheekbone,
Yeah,
and then I give him a rib shot that took care of a couple ribs,
yeah.
and that took about 3 seconds.
Yeah.
Mm.
And
And it
it's
was
like,
over.
Yeah.
what else can you do, right? You know, you're
Yeah.
not trying to paralyze the guy.
Yeah. No.
No, you don't.
No.
Just
No, you
about.
don't. No,
So-
not really.
So okay,
Hey.
Jerry, what about
Yeah.
pancakes or waffles?
Oh my God! It depends who makes them, but I like both. I'll take pancakes. I think.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay.
Pancakes and Godfather 1.
Yep. And then what about Cheetos? Crunchy or puff?
You like Cheetos?
Well, I prefer tomahawk steaks, but it's crunchy.
Ah,
He's going crunchy. He's back on the team. Very nice. And then who do you think is better, Chevy Chase or Bill Murray?
Bill Murray.
Yeah, you're right. You're right there. And then, Jerry, this is the big question, right? And this is the type of person, like, this will define the type of person that you are. When it comes to eating wings, are you drums or are you flats?
The latter.
the flats.
You're a,
Yeah.
wow, he's a
Really?
flatsman. He's a
All right,
flatsman.
he's a flatsman.
Because I pull
He's
the
a flat.
bones out.
Yep.
Yep. He's a man
I
of
work
class.
the bones out, and then I dip them in the.
Yep.
Blue cheese. Yep. All right.
Justin, you will be lucky if
Thank
you're
you.
half the man Jerry is. All right, pal?
You're right. This man's betting against the Eagles. I'm gonna let it go for now, but like,
Yeah, I'm not happy about
steaming, Jerry.
And you'll see
Steaming
that-
over here.
Yeah.
So, okay, guys, we are coming towards the top of time. Before we do get out of here, Jamae, if you would shut up for just 1 second, I'll let you say anything to your fans before we get out of here. Jamae.
Peace out.
Peace out, Girl Scout. Great
Mhm.
job, Jamae. Love it. Very good. JDub, Justine Richardson. Anything you'd like to say to your fans before we take off?
This has been quite a pleasure, and I've
All
enjoyed myself thoroughly, Jerry. Thank you.
Yeah.
Hey,
agreed.
thank you.
You look
So
sharp.
I'll say this, guys. Usually Justin, Jamie, and I are on the same page with this, but Jerry, we would love to have you back on the show someday if you'd be willing to
Hey,
come
you'll
back
have
on.
me. You'll have me.
Ah, look at that.
Look at
Very
this.
good.
And Chad, as always, you know you have an open invitation to be on the show. You know we love you, pal.
Thank you, brother. Right back at you.
My
Thick
man.
fit.
But yep, Thick Fit USA
Thick
for
Fit
life.
USA. Check
That's
it out.
But before we get out of here, Jerry, is there anything you'd like to say to your fans before we take off?
I don't have any fans yet.
Oh yeah, you do.
Wait a couple podcasts.
Oh, you got a bunch of fans.
Jerry, you
How
got
about,
your
how about a
number one
word of
fan right
encouragement?
Well, I like people to take care of their body and take care of their mind and take care of their family.
Hey,
That's great advice.
that is the best advice. Very good. Nice. And then Mr. Thick Fit USA himself, Chad Kilhefner, what do you got to say before we get out of here?
Let's check it out. We're gonna get, keep aiming up. We're gonna keep marching on for the good. We're gonna take care of our mind, our body, our spirit. We're gonna roll thick and we're gonna do it together. So let's stay tuned to see what happens in all those areas.
Love it. Very nice. All right. Well, and also in the description of this episode, we'll have the link to Thick Fit USA on Instagram and all the Chad's links in the description of this episode. Make sure you check it out. But speaking of being thick, this has been another episode of the Working Perspectives Podcast. I'm Matt Lavelle, accompanied today by JDub, Justin Richardson, the amazing Jamie Iglesias, and our special guests today are the one and only Thick Fit USA, Chad Kilhefner, and the man, the myth, Jerry Kilhefner. In case you're wondering, you can find all our stuff and all our content on all podcast platforms and YouTube at Work Perspectives Podcast. You can also on Instagram at Work Perspectives Podcast. You can join us on the Twitter and the TikTok at Working P Pod. If you'd like to be a guest on the show, please email us at workingperspectives@gmail.com. And please like, subscribe so we keep bringing you this sweet, sweet content. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time. Thanks. See you.